Okay. The only other thing that there's a few things that I want. First of all, at the end, you can give me permission or not. It doesn't like affect me. It doesn't hurt my feelings to use this video for like maybe future lessons or a blog post to
Oh,
like
totally.
part of it or put some of it on YouTube. I'll never put like the whole thing, but if I think
Uh-huh.
that there's an important clip that people could learn from, I like to share it, but I won't share it if you don't want it shared. And just be easy, honest with me. It's no like
Okay.
no dirt off my shoulder. So,
Okay.
um, then the next thing that I want to know is what do you really want to get out of this little session here? Like, what are your main focuses?
Okay, my main focus is um like I guess playing better defense as in maybe reading the hits more or honestly just like minimizing errors as much as I possibly can. Of course, that's what I tell all my guys at school,
Sure.
and I like to practice what I preach. And most of the time, that's when you lose games, or at least on my level, is just minimization of errors.
I agree with that.
And maybe some.
Are you talking about hitting errors when you say that?
I'm talking about errors in general, or whatever you think. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I guess hitting errors. I don't usually shank a whole lot of passes, so
Okay.
probably more like on the offensive
Okay.
realm.
Great. All right. And anything else that I should be looking for? So we're looking for like opportunities where you could have been safer to increase your hitting percentage, and so no errors, right?
Right.
And then
Just defensive positioning, just like when he's hitting where I should be, or like, like I feel like on a lot of my defense that I can get to a ball. Like I feel like I should have been able to get to the ball, but I didn't.
okay.
And I'm not 100% sure why.
Okay.
Just
Cool.
better at reading.
All right. Well, let's get to work here. We'll check it out. So, are you about to serve?
No. Okay. So I am that one. That's me.
This.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Right here. All right. So we're just gonna go through it. I'm gonna turn the volume off. We don't need the volume, and then we'll see what's happening. Hey, first point. I like it. Okay. Good eye line. Let's see what we got now. So this is always how I watch video. I love QuickTime because I can just scroll.
Yes. Oh yeah. I agree.
Back and forth. Was this a read or a 4?
I was reading that he was probably okay. I think my blocker was supposed to block a 1, which that kind of looks like a 2 to me. But I was reading that I thought he was about to go line, though. That's what I got out of that.
Okay. So let's look at the whole play here, right? For I like to coach at the highest level and what we need to be prepared for to get to the next level.
Yeah.
So what you need to be prepared for in big matches or AVP like qualifiers is, can this guy go on 2 right now? And as you're sort of like filtering in there, I always like to make sure that I'm in the court and ready to react to anything that happens on 2.
Okay.
Right.
Does that mean I should be not moving, like right at the point of where he might contact the ball?
You don't have to be exactly not moving, but you do have to be super paying attention, thinking that the setter is an attack threat.
Okay.
So long as you switch your mentality to that, it'll sort of force your body to be a little bit more balanced, a little bit still.
So like after I serve, like the first thought I should think is,
don't let
okay,
the center kill it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And if you like, you'll start seeing all the World Tour teams right now. Like everybody is going pretty heavily for on-2 offense. Alisson, you're good. You can go through. Yeah. Alisson and Bruno, they're still running. Well, they have their own offense. It's not traditional up and down. But Nick and Phil, they're still running traditional up and down. Most other teams, John Hyden probably started this, but they're creating an on-2 option whenever they can. right? Because it's
Okay.
easier to hit on an open net on 2 than it is to hit against a 7-foot blocker on 3.
Right.
So if there's a chance for an open net and you're in control and you're making good decisions,
Uh-huh.
you should go for it. And that means that defensively, we need to be prepared for it.
Okay.
We don't call anybody cheap or whatever. We blame ourselves for not being prepared.
Right.
Okay. So in this case, he's not really a threat. I think I would have relaxed as well because he's basically diving for this bump set. So he's not a threat. But in the future, let's make sure that we're prepared for that touch.
Okay.
All right. So it looks to me like a 4.
His block you're talking about?
Your movement.
Okay, what do you mean by a 4?
4 is when a blocker dives angle.
Oh, okay.
Center,
okay.
And the defender right around this time is committed to high line.
Okay.
Right?
Well,
that's what looks like was happening.
That's good that it looks like that, but I don't think we meant to do it that way.
Okay. And we'll talk through this, and you'll try to remember maybe the signs that you thought you were doing.
Okay.
Since it's not like a match, you probably – oh, this is a match. You got a ref here.
Oh, no, he's just a cameraman.
Oh,
no,
right.
this was just lower in the tournament, and we didn't have any refs at the time.
But it is a tournament.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so good. So you'll probably remember it then. Since it's not like practice, you'll probably remember.
Oh, right. Yeah, it's a tournament.
Not a bad choice. I think you gave it away right there.
Yeah. Arched my back a little too much, maybe.
Maybe. But this guy, he was there. So, right? I mean, if you're going to go on 2, it's got to be not because you think something's going to happen or you think it's open. It's when you know it's open.
Okay.
He's got this covered. He's in the middle of the court. He is on you. He's not even on the hitter yet.
Okay.
So something about him, this blocker, is prepared for that.
Okay.
And that left him able to go get that.
Okay.
Just make sure that guy's like moving as you're setting, or he's like running at the hitter. Then that'll be open.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, it doesn't look like you ever looked at the other side of the court here.
Yeah. I don't think I did. I think I just.
Yeah. So that's a guess. That's like.
Yeah.
I hope this is going to be open. Maybe it is. Instead of I know it's open.
Right. Okay.
Block party. Here we go.
Oh boy, I forgot.
Well, let's see if you're as prepared as the other guy was for on 2 step. Right, because you're going to have to affect the play or be prepared for that.
Oh, that's a shame. I didn't block.
This is really good spacing.
Spacing for us?
Yeah, because you went around, right? Not a lot of players do this well.
Mm-hmm.
When the player goes short, you left him plenty of space so that you have reaction and forward-moving setting space. That's huge. So not a lot of players do that well, and the way you round it out, as soon as you saw him coming middle, you bounced out a little bit with that 1 step right there, right? That gives you space to come forward into your set, which is perfect. Beautiful.
Cool.
Okay.
If you see any big things, I play with this guy all the time.
Okay.
If you see any just big things that I can tell him,
okay.
Just let me know.
Yeah, we'll look at a bunch of team stuff. It's interesting that this release, because that's the second hand set that I've seen from you, and on both of them, your left arm tucks in and your right arm extends.
Yeah, I have a habit. And I feel myself do that.
Okay.
I don't know
how anyone would teach it, but
yeah.
All right.
I think that one was out, even though that was that was a 1 block too. A lot of times I have a habit, and so does my partner, of blocking more like straight on him when we shouldn't, especially when he's that far off. I really should have pulled line. Actually, I probably should have pulled, to be honest. Shouldn't I?
Maybe. Depends. I don't know him yet.
Okay.
Can he thunder from 12 feet?
Was
he moving slightly backwards? I think he was moving slightly backwards, but I don't know his athleticism. Like, if Phil is moving slightly backwards, I still have to stay.
Mm-hmm.
This is great. See your prep position back here?
Uh-huh.
That's good.
Okay.
So you're prepared. We just have to do that even when they don't look like a threat, but they might be.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like if he's just coming over to set it and then he could just stand and snap over, you want to be prepared for that.
Right.
So this one, I think you prepped because you saw it was tight.
Right.
But that's good. Another 4?
No, we never call. It's only 1s and 2s, so I don't know if we're doing something wrong, or I don't know if that's my fault or if that's his fault. But
well, you're committing to line, right?
Okay. So
From
let's
this angle, I can't tell exactly where he's blocking.
Right. I see what you mean.
You're gone.
So
And he
okay,
hasn't hit it yet.
let's say my blocker is blocking line,
Yeah.
I'm pulling way too early for that ball going over his block. Then is that
Yeah,
what?
he hasn't hit it yet, so you
Okay.
don't know. You're committed to a line, but you don't know anything about his swing yet.
Okay.
So try maybe we'll be a little bit more patient, because those defensive plays look like this for me: a diving blocker, and you're committed to a high line fully.
Okay.
Because from this position, look, as soon as he takes off, you're not going to dig hard line because you're not going to be there in time. You're certainly not going to dig a cut shot to the left or an easy cross to the left. So the only thing you're going to dig here is a slow to the right side.
Okay.
Right? Everything else will be impossible.
Gotcha.
Because you're committed. So we'll see as that goes on. Is he prepped? Prepared enough? Good. Okay. All right. Why were you running at the net here? What did you see that made you come towards the net?
I don't know. I think sometimes I feel like I just need to move, maybe, which is a bad habit that I'm trying to break.
Okay.
But I don't know, because anything that I saw from his swing doesn't show any sign of him going cross to me, really.
I would agree with that. Let's see your move from middle. So this is a good shaded position, right? I think you could have shifted a little bit earlier.
Okay.
As soon as you know that this set's not coming over,
go ahead and
get to your defensive position, which should just be 2 steps. Like maybe like a hop sideways, because you should be in that diagonal shaded position. All you should need is a hop sideways, and it looks like you have to go pretty far here to get to where you want. 1, 2, you should be able to stop right there. And then you keep running.
I gotcha.
So the shift was good, but then you just kept going.
So wherever I shade from to watching the guy on 2, I should be a hop from where I want to go.
Yeah. That's why I call it shaded middle, because you're not dead middle. Because if you're dead middle, then you have a big move to your base, and that's going to you're going to have a lot of braking energy, and then it'll be tougher to move in the end.
Okay.
Good spacing by you again. You just missed. It's fine. Ooh. This guy. We should abuse him for that. Who is this? Whose name is this?
His name's Judd Smith.
I know Judd.
Yeah, that's Judd. Bulldog Beach in Navarre. That's where I just played last weekend in an AVP net.
All right, cool. That's him being lazy. Judd. Nice play. Good save there. All right. Moving on. 3 or 4 missed serves so far.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Again, pretty good spacing. Yeah. Okay. Let's see the release. Different than the last 2. Right? So we've got 2 different releases. The left arm is still staying bent on this one. Good.
I got a question. Okay, after I set,
Yeah.
what is my job? Like, I mean, I know I need to call out what I think's open or if the defense is cheating, but like, I catch myself just standing there most of the time. Should I really? I mean, I probably should be going in to cover his block, but is that like a common problem that your setter just?
We got to think, like, did you set him tight? If you set him tight,
okay,
then you know it's time to get a little bit closer to him.
Okay.
Maybe it's going to end up in a battle, right? Yeah. If you have him a good set, I think the middle of the court, step off. Just step off right to where you are right now.
Okay.
And then be looking, have bent knees, have your hands out so that you're not like kind of sleeping, but look, call, and then cover.
Okay.
So, it's surprisingly not something that like enough people focus on. Like those cover balls. You do it all the time in indoor because you see so many more blocks in indoor.
Right.
But it should be important. That might save you 1 or 2 points in a match, and that turns 17-17 into 19-15.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big difference for 2 points. 4 missed serves.
Yep. I actually made a sticky note of all our errors of this whole match.
Okay.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, and the ones that they received, they weren't so badass that you need to be going so hard after these serves.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I'd like to see them side out 3 times in a row before you miss a serve.
Okay.
Make them prove it. Even if you got a lollipop in the beginning, like, are these guys good enough to side out 3 times in a row if we give them nothing on the serve?
Okay.
It's good. He gets out nice. Good job of your partner. Okay. Look and cover. He looked. Now you're looking back at the play. Nice. Got him. Great. Not a good decision here.
Okay.
Why do you think?
Because I pulled too early?
Yeah. What if he makes this set?
That's a point.
That's an open net, and this guy looks pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So what if he, at that point, accidentally overpass it or overset it, and you were still running backwards?
Okay.
He still makes a pretty good set. So this guy gets a forward-moving swing, right? He did a nice job of keeping his space. He stayed back. He let his partner set. He could have waited a little bit longer, but he still gets a forward-moving swing. So if that ball's any tighter, yeah, he got an open net on you, right?
Right. Okay.
I know you're not a blocker, but no matter what.
No, I still need to know because for some reason every now and then I end up blocking.
And us defenders need to know how to yell at our blockers. That's really important.
Okay. Yeah.
They screw everything up. Big dumb guys. Good battle. Let's go. Yes. Nice play. This is good. That's good.
Okay, yeah, I see.
That's the same play. You started backing off a little bit too early. I don't think you knew if this set was going to be there or not yet. Right? Like maybe that might be too early to really read it.
Uh-huh.
And Jed does this. So you're a little bit impatient to see the result of the set. And that happens when you start out, probably like the first 3 or 4 years where you're playing, because people don't often make the set from back here.
Right.
And end up perfect. Then all of a sudden you get to the last round of an AVP qualifier, and these guys are diving from here and delivering a perfect set.
Yeah.
Right? And that's when all of a sudden you realize, like, wait a second. I'm leaving way too early, but you don't want to realize that in the last round of qualifier. You want to you want to realize it in practice and focus on it.
Right.
Good rip in his jugular. That's a good swing, man. Good spacing. Did you call outside here, maybe?
I did.
Great. He's got an aiming point. All right. Let's see. Okay. This is something that's a super detail.
Okay.
He's jumping. You have a lot of time to get really stable and make a great move. You have a lot of time here, but that was your move. And because you didn't get stopped and really prepared, it led to a tough pass on a free ball.
Okay.
Right? So
Yeah, I see.
That's just something we want to focus on. If we have time to like allow ourselves to get perfect footwork and a perfect start, we have to take advantage of that.
Okay.
You have to. This is your chance to be a lion. This is your chance to be like, this team is weak and sick. Let's make this play perfect and pound it. Not, they're not attacking. We get to relax. That's
right.
It's like, now we fucking kill them.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's a bouncy net.
It is.
And hey, when you have like little questions along the way, don't just
Okay.
let me like ramble on.
Sure. No. I'll ask him.
Yeah. You could use coconut oil, put it in there, heat it up, and then you just roast those for 10 minutes, and then you put the sauce in for 2 minutes, and you get.
You gonna send me some of that over too?
What's that?
You gonna send me some of that food over too?
Oh, you want some orange chicken? Little Trader Joe's orange chicken?
That sounds good.
No, I got my buddy Pierre. He's one of the national team members from France. He brought 15 Frenchmen to the camp this week.
Oh wow, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. We get a week together, and his campers get a trip to California. And
cool. Hey, before this is over, don't let me forget. I have some questions on some classes or recommendations because I'm coming up there at think it's the first week of March, so pretty soon. So don't let me forget at the end.
I'll do my best. But if you talk to my girlfriend, forgetting is one of my specialties.
Same.
Again. And he's almost gone. See that? See yourself?
Uh-huh.
He's hitting hard cross.
So why am I doing that? Is that just a habit, do you think?
Usually it comes from a little bit of impatience.
It seems like I have quite a bit of that.
Perhaps. You want to get good enough footwork until you trust your footwork. And then you just like challenge people to a race instead of a guessing game. Can your best high line beat my best balanced footwork?
Okay.
Right? Can you hit a shot that beats me man to man instead of playing the like guessing game before they even hit?
So maybe I should to try to break that habit and maybe wait uncomfortably late, just sit, maybe overdo it just a few times and maybe it'll just keep me there.
Absolutely. And then just see how much good footwork can get you.
Okay.
Remember, you're not trying to dig every ball, and I think that's where people end up getting so antsy. Somebody gets 2 kills on them, and they're like, I got to do something different. At the professional level, you're hoping for 1 out of every 4 or 5 digs, right? If the player gets, let's say, 7 or 8 digs in a match, out of 21, that's like a little more than 1 out of 2. 1 out of 2 points that the offense scored. That's a high level match. If you've got 8 digs in a set, you're doing something really, really well. 5 or 6 is enough to win you a tournament. But you're looking to get a dig on every point. You got to say, hey, can you beat me 3 times in a row? All I need is 1 out of 3 digs. Let's just go for 1 out of 3. And that should be enough. So if you just get a little more patient with that mentality and say, okay, he got a high line. Let's see if he gets another high line. And he still has to beat you in the foot race.
Okay, cool. That's a good – I like that.
Todd Rogers had a good way to think about it. He always, in his mind, he drew a court that was 1.5 feet shorter than the actual court. And he said, this is all that I'm going to defend. If they beat me on the last 18 inches all day, congratulations, they played a perfect game. But if all of a sudden you shrink that and you, like, in your mind, you take the entire court and you draw, you know, these lines in your entire court just inside of them, then all of a sudden it's a lot less to handle, right?
Right.
So mentally it becomes easier, and you say, if they touch the line, if they hit it in the last 18 inches, like, bravo, you hit the perfectest shot possible. Anything else inside that, you make sure you get.
Okay. Okay, cool.
I think if you're interested in defense, Coach Your Brains Out by Billy Allen and John Mayer. They have a really, really awesome podcast with 2 podcasts. So it's about 2.5 hours of listening to Todd Rogers talk about volleyball.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So check it out if you do podcasts, and it's good car ride and stuff.
Okay, cool. Probably not ready for a 2-ball.
Maybe not. You know, he could stand and chip there. Like, that's stuff that I'm looking for, like just a stand and slap or a quick jump. I want to be ready for that. But if he's never done it in his life, and you've seen him every weekend, you know, then maybe you don't need to be prepared for it. But you will at some point. So you want to play at the highest level as much as you can, you know, with the same mentality, so that when you do play the best team, you're ready for that stuff. This is interesting. So
talking about Chris there, my blocker,
yep.
if he, I swear we called what we do, like, we do nothing but, or on this team, I remember we did nothing but line blocks. Are those true, like line blocks?
This angle is difficult for me to see.
That's right. Okay.
So I can't tell.
It doesn't look like
he's making big jumps.
Mm-hmm.
When you jump sideways and reach like he's doing, you get shorter. You can't press as much, right? Because if you put your hands up and then you put them both to the side, you're immediately 3 inches shorter.
Yeah. So
the idea is block with your feet first. Get your feet there. And instead of diving, the most often you want to be as big as possible. And in order to do that, you have to jump straight up, not diagonally or not diving.
Okay.
If somebody beats you a bunch of times, you know, and you're at like 14-14 and you haven't gotten a defensive stop, then throw something else in there.
Okay.
But you want your blocker to just be as big and stable as possible so that you have a window that you can work with. Because if you see this move, you guys both shift into the same window, which means you're both covering the same spot.
That's not good.
Right. So watch. He dives in and you shift in. Boom. Mm-hmm. So now you guys are both covering a lot of the same area.
Okay.
You see that?
Yeah, I do.
You have like a straight line at him, but you could be a little bit wider, right? This would be a good position if he didn't dive. If he had stayed where he was, this would be a good position because then you're taking a lot of the open space.
Okay.
So there has to be a connection there between what he's taking and your window, because you're responsible for a certain window and he's responsible for closing as much as he can while still being stable.
Okay. Yeah.
Make sense?
It does.
Okay. Yeah. You want to have your readable windows, and a lot of diving blockers and moving hands, you can make a defender look useless. Even the best defender in the world, if a blocker is doing stuff like this or this, and we don't know that they're about to do that, we're just useless.
Okay, cool.
Good spacing again.
I've never looked at my sets in slow motion before. It's funny how they do.
We would like to have the same release as much as possible. Most national teams teach a full extension, but you don't see the best players in the world always doing that. A lot of them do. The Germans especially do. The Russians will like extend fully, but then you see the Brazilians will pull back. But very rarely do you see kind of like
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
shoulder lock.
Kind of spells the devil.
Yeah, I think there's something missing in the science and the studies there because a lot of coaches are teaching equal finishes. But I'd like to see an actual study done on who becomes more accurate, somebody who extends every time or somebody who does this, or if it's insignificant at all. But
what do you
volleyball doesn't have that answer yet.
what do you prefer? How do you set?
I teach extend both arms because that's how I was taught. That's how USA, the Olympics, that's how we teach. That's how we teach our indoor setters, right? To follow through. So that's how we started teaching our beach setters. But there's no statistical proof that somebody who sets like this is worse than somebody who sets like that yet.
Okay.
So right now, like whatever a coach says or sees with their eyes, I like statistics.
Okay.
You know, so you just have to pick one way. That's for certain. Right? You do something one way, then you're going to be more consistent and better at it.
Okay.
If you have a different release every time, then it becomes more inconsistent. Shorty. Good ready position. Both covering the same area.
Would you consider that, well, that giant block reaching or a line, like is that a dive block or a line block from the single?
Well, you jump straight.
Yeah, okay, that's what that kind of looks like a line block to me too.
So it looks like you jumped straight, and to me it looks like you saw him hitting angle, and that's when you shifted your hands.
Is that okay to do? Is that
It can be okay. Not always, not so consistently, right? If you can grab it, you want to grab it. But that's different than guessing and waving your hands. Mm-hmm. So if you can affect the play, you do it. But like to just randomly, if you don't know, then just go and reach. There should be some responsibility on the defender there to get it.
Okay.
That becomes different on tight sets and offsets because if the ball's tight and if they're in a perfect hitting position, you need to surround the ball. It almost becomes like there is no line, there is no cross. You're just in front of him and taking as much weight as you can.
Right.
Every foot he's set off the net,
just the
more and more into your play call.
Mm-hmm.
So perfect sets and tight sets, you're man to man. Anything slightly off and more off, then you shift heavier into your zone defense.
Okay.
Good pass. Hiya! Why aren't these guys blocking you?
Because I'm 5'9" and short, and I get a few free hits before they figure that I can jump some.
Got it. Because you've had like 3 juices so far, and they're
it's fun. It's the only perk about being short.
Deceptive. Okay, like that shit.
Again too.
Let's see what happens. Let's see if you're patient here.
No. Dang! Every time. Wow! Every time. I've never seen. That's crazy. I've never seen that. Wow! That makes so much sense in the world. That's too funny. That is funny. And I watched your webinar on that's when I first heard about your 4s and 3s. I've never done that before. And I was actually talking to Chris. I was like, dude, we should start doing 4s more. And now I get to tell him.
You've been doing them your whole career. That's your base defense.
That's funny.
Yeah. So you did a 4 as kind of a half commit 4. He went kind of flat. Yeah, it's not a full commit 4.
Yeah.
Because you weren't sprinting to high line. But again, you guys end up, by the time he contacts, you're both taking the same thing.
Yep. Wow.
Yeah. So
that's crazy.
Okay. It's fixable.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Just a little more patience and just like chill. And I think you should have, I did this with Sarah Hughes in Austria, and we had a lot of time, and she's like, "Hey, can you run me?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So she just sits on the other side. I toss to myself and I hit high line or cut. And all she's trying to do is just never read me. Relax
Oh,
only. Like I can do whatever I want. Because when you're on the ground, it's easy to like change your hand and do something.
yeah.
So when you have somebody legitimately challenge you to do that, where they stand and you say, "No, you can hit anything you want, make it look like anything you want," and you just like pride yourself as a defender on not guessing.
Okay. All on just getting there yourself.
Yes, yeah. Just see the ball come off and then go for that.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Once in that 10-ball session, that's you being impatient.
Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, he blocked me that time.
Now we got a blocker. Okay, so this is one set, and I think this is maybe your 6th or 7th error as a team.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, and you can abuse this guy, whoever's blocking here, this Judd, right?
Yeah, that's Judd.
They never get over the net. They're only straight up.
So
you don't really have to fear him. You can chip low around him.
Okay.
Right? Anything that you hit, it's not going to go down. It might go straight back, but he's not pressing. So you could really sizzle around his armpits.
Okay.
Notice if somebody's like not pressing, you don't have to swing hard. You can just chip around them because their hands aren't there.
Okay.
It's a higher probability swing because you're not like going as hard as you can.
Right.
And he's
smart. Okay. Yeah.
With his straight arms, it's coverable.
Okay. Cool. Uh-oh, this thing gets on a spree of aces.
In the nips.
He gets a little in his head here.
Okay. You're good. Calm down, partner.
Yeah, that's his mental game. Just sometimes he gets a little frustrated with himself. He's a young player, though. Let's see what I do this time. Kind of a little more.
That left elbow really likes to bend.
Hosing a little bit there.
Like I said, I can't scientifically prove yet that straight arm finishes every time, but we can say if you do finish something or you have the same technique each time, it should get better.
Okay.
Different technique every time, then it's not going to be. You look at darts players, like that's a good example.
Okay.
They're not stepping with their left forward first or their right forward first. They're not. Some people are not cocking and then throwing, and then on the very next one, just like loaded throwing. It's the same every time.
Okay.
Good aggressive swing. Blocker. Good. Again, when we're thinking next level, you would want to make sure that you're doing this.
Okay. Higher hand on Judd.
Just so that if he does do that, you're not going to block it if it happens fast, but you will slow it down.
Okay.
It'll be in the way, right? Because if your hands are here, then it's just a quick jump and touch it, as opposed to leaving them down. You get your arms up in time if he does something quick. So prepare to have the possibility of affecting a play.
Okay, cool. Whoa, did we do something right?
It's a lot more stable.
I'm going to call that a block. I think I blocked that ball.
I don't think so. Okay, so we're not training you to block, but if you see your right hand, it reaches up and over.
Okay.
If that right hand presses straight over from where your shoulder is right now, this ball is blocked.
Okay, wait. Okay, say that again now.
Yeah. So look at your hands, right? Look at where you're jumping from.
Okay.
Your right arm presses straight At this moment, it's going to start reaching back and over just a slight bit. Right? But you're responsible to press into that. So you move left and around. See that left?
Oh, okay.
Had you just gone straight and not this, that could be your block.
Okay. So it seems like a lot of times on my blocks and Chris's blocks, if we just go straight and press straight.
Yeah. Me and Kurt Topple got to the World Tour in like one season together. We had no international points, and we got to the World Tour in one season, and like we got a couple main draws towards the end of it.
Wow.
The first 6 months of us playing together were Kurt, big and dumb. Big and dumb. Like, don't think up there. Don't try to read. Don't go after things. Surround the ball. Press. Let me do everything around you.
Okay.
For the rest, you just take up the most space possible without guessing.
Okay.
And then the only difference is when it becomes actually grabbable. That's when you become an active blocker.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Okay. Good tip. Good tip.
Big and dumb, Kurt. Big and dumb.
Big and dumb.
Yeah, he would do like these, like, he would like kind of wait and think somebody is going to shoot, and then he would get hit like this because he'd be pulling his arms down, and he would get hit in the face. I mean, I was 10, 15 times. Stop thinking. Just be bigger, dumber. Like, I know you see something, but just hold that position. You know?
That's funny. Yeah, that was so stupid. That was so dumb. He put that on Instagram. Oh, he was so dumb. He never let me like have the end of that.
All right. Anyway. Okay, you thought it was an overpass here. Where's your blocker?
You know, we kind of stopped when he threw his foot.
Because it looked like he stopped the play. Yeah. Yeah, to me, I would be like, what happened?
Yeah,
I would almost stop playing at that point. All right, we'll skip that. There you go. There's an easy kill.
Okay. So on that set, would you consider that a full arm extension? Is that what you're talking about? Kind of close to it? Or is that still like just a
left elbow never got extended, right?
Say what now?
Left elbow never got extended, right?
No, that's true. Okay.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. Okay.
It's just tough to know where you're finishing, and you would want to study your finish position to make sure that you're doing the same motion every time.
Okay.
You know, so like when you're in practice, or you can go slow, see if you can end in the same position, because that should detail whether you went through the same motion.
Okay.
Hurry! All right, Rasta shorts. Good prep.
So when I pull, which I mean that kind of looks like a decent timing pull. I should have gone back probably a little farther, and he should have been scooting when I was pulling, like scooting over, because that seems like
it is depending on what he's seeing. You know, like from this position, this hitter can't hit hard middle. He's falling back and away, so maybe he's going to go short left. So if you like, you know, we're reading it in slow motion right now, but
yeah.
He should maybe shift here. You look like you peeled into a cut shot instead of taking like a bigger meat of the court.
Yeah.
You know, you can take a lot more space here, because this is where you end up by the time he's hitting. So that's the front corner. That's not a big part of the court. And if he's going to hit that tiny cut shot falling backwards into his left,
he deserves the point.
Yeah. So I would say, you know, make sure you're backing up into space that's as big as possible, so you're taking them as much space of the court as you can.
Okay.
There's a time when you can run a play call if you know somebody loves cut shots, where you just peel into a cut, and like, you know, a lot of people do that on Trevor Crabb. where they commit to his like over the left shoulder cut shot, and Lewinsky too. You can catch some people who love those shots. But again, you got to wait 15, 16, 17 points and then do it.
Okay.
It's not every time. Good. This guy's got to give you more time. Right? No touch on the block. He leaves this low, and you're rushed.
Right. Yes.
So that's going to be tough on you. He had nearly a free ball. This is time to put it up, not a sky ball, but put it up to allow you to land, look, and go comfortably to the ball.
Okay.
So he needs to recognize that you're not in a good position to like react to anything quick. This is a time where if you watch an FIVB match, somebody will lift this first ball and then they'll run a play.
Okay.
And that's different from a sky ball. I'm not telling you to pass high. I'm telling you to
right.
You know, high enough to allow your setter to walk under it.
Okay.
All right, a couple more minutes here. I'm not keeping tight track, but 8 or 9.
Oh, it was 11 by the end of this first set.
And what's their side out percentage?
Yeah, not crazy, I don't reckon.
15, 20%? Right? Like that's the amount that they're killing.
Mm-hmm.
That means that you're going to get a dig on 4 out of 5 balls if you keep it in.
Mm-hmm.
Pay attention to that. And if you're coaching, high school, like statistics are huge. That's basic gambling. If all I need to do is put my quarter in and 4 out of 5 times I'm going to win, I'm going to be rich.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, nice touch. I like it. Let's see. Good. I think to be perfect, I would have waited a little bit more back, but at the same time, he was also diving, so you couldn't really trust that he was going to get a good short pass. I'd say good play there. We just want to be able to, if he lifts that, we want to be available for the on-2 option.
Okay.
Right, so if you're rushing forward at that moment, like people cut off their good on-2 options too often by rushing forward. If your player goes short, stay way behind him and say middle.
Okay.
You know, then he knows where to pass, and then you have an option. Whoa.
Oh, boy, here goes the dream team defense.
Right? If he goes anywhere to the left side of the court here, it can be as sloppy as he wants it. Yeah, that's one of the times it worked out.
But I really just got lucky, though. Like, he just didn't see me move.
Yeah, he didn't see you move, and so that's your thing right now.
Yeah.
Whoosh. Good hit. This is a lucky late move. Not balanced. Yeah, can't be too upset about that. Okay, good. So yeah, balance on defense I think has got to be way better.
Yeah, I agree.
And be running to a place without seeing that the ball actually went there.
Mm-hmm.
And again, you have to prove like my perfect start without guessing and my perfect footwork is his high line better than that. More than 1 out of 3 times or more than 2 out of 3 times.
Okay.
I think if you get 1 dig every 3 balls, you're winning a tournament.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I agree. And maybe stop doing the dive angle blocks possibly.
Yeah, ideally, get him to like feet first. As when you're coaching blockers, it's like you block with your feet.
Okay.
You get there, and then press, and then press.
Okay. Cool.
And then when you get to the next level, once you're able to do that consistently, then you can think about shifting hands and showing something like that, like Jake give blocks or things like that. Because,
Okay.
He's been big for a while, and then when he knows somebody wants to do something, it's how he beat me in the third set. He went up, 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 and then big drastic reach. But he's what, 6'8"? He's got a 6'11" arm span.
Yeah.
So he can afford to be here, take up a lot of side space, and he's still kind of pressing and high. For most of us, if you reach outside your body, you're not even close to over the net anymore.
Yeah.
So we gotta maximize our penetration by jumping straight and pressing, not reach, because again, you're immediately shorter.
Right. Okay.
So
Cool.
get him doing that. Get him to work his feet so that he jumps straight and presses straight.
Okay.
Get him to do that on like 10 out of 10 points in a practice. That's a huge step.
Okay.
Once you're patient behind him, that window becomes clearer, and you'll see things a lot more patiently.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. You had questions about the classes.
Yes. Okay. So I will be available. Let me see. We fly in on. Okay, we fly in on that Saturday. So I have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and then fly out Friday. What I was thinking is I did look them up. It's been probably 2 weeks ago when I looked them up. I don't know if you had them updated, but I really wanted to do. I guess probably cheapest for me was the pack of 10.
Okay.
And then I wanted to do like maybe, or really what you think. Like I had down like 2-hour private lessons, but I don't know if that's too much or like what you recommend for that. No, probably no more than that, but.
You can do like a front to back, like some people do morning and night. I mean, I had this one Australian guy who just won his first open tournament this year, and he's been playing for 3 years. He stayed with me for 2 months last summer, and he was doing 2 private lessons a day for like 3 days a week, and then the classes on the other ones. So,
wow. Okay.
You know, he had enough to afford it, and he was like, no, he goes, find me a good player to practice with so that I can, pass set and spike. And he goes, I want the attention only on me. Some people are okay, like you get enough feedback, but if there's 6 people, you get 1/6 the feedback that you would.
Right.
Right. So, it's your call. I think there's a ton of value in doing the private lesson.
Oh, yeah.
When you come, if you don't have a partner, I would find somebody to be your complement, which means that, like, if you want to work on spiking, I need to get you a setter because you need to pass, set, and spike.
Okay.
So I can coach them, but they get 2 hours of free reps, and the feedback is all for you.
Okay. So, now the thing is, if I'm coming from Nashville and I don't know a whole lot of bodies out there, how am I going to find someone? Well, I guess probably I would just like to work on, obviously the most would probably be my defense. And then I would really like for you to just look at my swing and just make sure I am getting every inch of optimization out of my swing that I can. That's probably the 2 big things that I would need to work on.
Okay. So there's good live feedback that we can do there, but we can also get a lot done with videos like this. So if you can film some stuff from the side and get a big wide view of the court, and just get yourself receiving live serves. And sliding out. If you run a practice with 2 other people, play a game where you need to score 10 points in serve receive before the servers score 5.
Okay.
It's something like that where it's only you serve receiving for a bunch of points in a row. It's a great practice. It's a great drill. And then you can, we can get really good video out of it, and we can see a lot more from that.
Okay. Cool.
And we can do it live too, because it's also like once we do slow motion on the side of the court, like we'll use an iPad and we'll go slow motion like right after you take 5 swings, and we'll say, okay, let's slow down here. That's why it's nice to have 2 hours. You slow down. You got to study yourself, see exactly what you're doing in the air, and then go and try to fix it for 5 reps.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. Cool. So I'll do I'll do that. I think. Do you have specific days that you do those? Because I was really looking at Wednesday and Thursday at no particular time.
What dates are we talking?
So if we're just talking private lesson right now,
Yep.
March the 7th and March the 8th is what I kind of made a very, very tentative schedule of just what I'd like to do. And those seem to be your days that you have less classes that I would like to take. So
Those are really good days for me.
Those are okay. Let's do that then. It really doesn't matter. Whatever's easiest for you. I'm strictly there just for that, so I'm not going to be doing a whole lot of other things.
Okay.
Probably the morning, I guess. If we go do anything else, it'd be in the afternoon.
Okay. It'll probably be right after, one of those classes, like right after you said the 7th and the 8th.
Yes.
So we could get you there at 8:30.
Okay.
On Wednesday the 7th. Let me write that down. Does that work for you?
Yep, that's good for me.
All right. Wednesday, March 7th. HAMMER or AR?
ER.
ER. Private lesson. 8:30. That's black. Okay, it's not an all-day thing, and it does not repeat. 8:30 to 10:30. Got it. Okay. And then the next day on Thursday, you're thinking?
Yeah, and we can do the same time. Oh, okay. Yeah, it might differ. I see.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be those two classes would be really good for you because that's an hour and 45 minutes of heavy stuff, and those are competitive, and those are supposed to be the higher level classes.
Oh, cool. Okay, let me write that down.
Yeah.
That's the 7 a.m. and 7:45 a.m. class?
Yeah, on Thursday. So we reserve those for our A and AA players in California, which like most AA players would.
Oh yeah, no, I totally know. I played in a
CB. East Coast.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I know. I played in a CBVA tournament out there. It was an A division, and yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. So that's I don't think you would want to do basically 4 hours in a row.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Then let's
do it later that afternoon. Maybe if you want to start at 1.
Okay.
We could do that.
Okay. What are some other let's start. Okay, let's go back up to Monday. What are the classes you recommend? I really will just do anything that you recommend. You can do as many as you want.
It's really dependent on what you want.
So
I think the details of serve receive, like passing and setting, are everything. If you can't pass, you can't set, and nothing else matters. So getting feedback on that becomes so valuable. And until you can do that stuff 10 out of 10 times, why do you even work on a spike?
Exactly. Yeah. Okay.
So for me, I like those basics in the beginning to really fine tune the pass and set. And on Tuesday again, that's the competitive class. That's the AA, Tuesday in the morning.
Okay, so that'd be the same time as Thursday.
Yep. Yeah. So maybe sometime in the afternoon, you might be able to skip a couple of those, like serving and arm swing mechanics. Looked like you were pretty comfortable in the air, and you knew like your technique for jump serves was pretty good. Slow it down, but offensive vision and decision making at 345, that can be really valuable too.
Yes.
Right now, like maybe your limiting factors are that defense and not making 9 errors in a match. That's can't happen.
Okay, cool. Okay, awesome. Okay, and then you said on Monday, so I have the 9 o'clock, and then definitely the 9:45.
Yeah.
And so.
Yeah. So I'm thinking maybe Tuesday afternoon would be another good time for a private.
Okay. What time are you thinking?
Those are usually Kerry's class, so we could go at 3 because Kerry is coaching that class on Tuesday, and so then I have that time. So 3 p.m. on Tuesday.
Sure. Now, okay, what if I want to catch her offensive vision class?
Then we would have to do another time.
Could you do another time?
Yeah, we can do like 1 to 3, but then that's 6 hours in a day for you. And
Hey, I'm a pretty energetic guy.
Yeah, we just don't want you hurt in the beginning of the season.
True.
Thursday afternoon, Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah, if you got right now, I'm for the Thursday. I have that.
Yeah, the Monday afternoon I think is going to be massive for you since you like to chase down shots.
Yeah. Okay. I agree. I agree.
So I think for now let's just stick with the one private. Go to the classes, and if you're super hungry, like after that class, and you have a ton more energy, and you think you can, then say, let me get an hour private, or let me get a 2 hour private at this time. We don't have to schedule it right now. I think.
Okay, cool. That's awesome.
Classes and then see what happens from there.
Okay, cool beans. And then on, what do you do on Sunday? Is that just a pickup day? Is that what I read? Or just play something?
Wouldn't be too entertaining for you.
It wouldn't. Okay.
Because the beginners class on Sunday is like really beginners.
Okay.
And then the just play, we combine with a yoga class. So we get people who are down to play volleyball, but all the other classes are people who love volleyball, like are trying to get better.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Okay, awesome. Okay, cool. Yes, that's good. Okay, the only other, I had 2 more questions. That was it. One is, okay, I didn't know if you knew, and I cannot find any information anywhere on this. What is the average like standing vertical, not in the sand, just like an indoor standing vertical for like the average player, or like does anybody ever keep up with that? Or I was just trying to compare it to my vertical.
Average Olympic level?
No, average like Olympic or like, just AVP or any, your vertical or any other big name?
Somewhere in the mid-30s.
Okay. Cool.
The whole like legend of the 40-inch vertical, like, do you know how truly rare that is? Like every time I hear dude at a 40-inch vertical, I'm like,
no, yeah, not just a standing vertical. Yeah, I believe you.
So 30. See him touch the tape. Yeah.
So 32 inches is okay. Then it's probably on the low end. I need to do some work.
Yeah, but I mean, look at Adrian Carambula. He's not exactly flying.
That's true.
Pretty successful. So.
Okay, actually, I didn't have another one. That was my last one.
Yeah.
Cool, Mark. Well, thank you so much. That defense was really eye-opening. That we're doing all these cool plays and we didn't even know it. Basically,
I like it. Lots of gears turning on the defensive side.
That's right. Awesome.
Right. Awesome. Let me know if you ever want to do another one of these in advance. If you get some new film or other things that you want to look at.
Yeah, definitely. I'll try to drag.
Until you make those changes, like it would probably be mostly the same, repeating the same stuff.
Okay.
So
film if I do another film in, is it cool that if I can get Chris out here or my partner at the time? Sure. Okay.
My time's the same. I don't charge for more people or anything like that.
Okay. Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Mark. That was really great.
Absolutely. Hey, have a good night. Thanks for doing this, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Yes, sir. You eat that orange chicken, okay?
Oh, I will.
See you, Mark.
Take it easy.